Adjuvants are one of the commodity you can see in vaccines. It's really nice. This is the first time I'm in Indonesia, and it reminds me home.
Is it really that common for the fish to get vaccinated?
Kind of question we encountered every day. Like if someone asked from me, what is your job? I would say I'm a academic, and my research is focusing on making vaccines for fish. And then the same question comes: how do you vaccinate a fish? Nanotechnology is a very big field. It's a very interesting.
Okay, good morning, Sobat Perikanan, wherever you are. So today we will have the Fisheries Talks podcast and me, Adhi Wicaksono, as your host today. For today's segment, we will talk a lot about the fish vaccination. And we have already get one of the experts in the fisheries, in the fish vaccine, Dr. Tharangani from the Harper Adams University. Okay. Hello, Dr. Tharangani.
Hello.
Okay. So, how is Indonesia so far?
It's really nice. This is the first time I'm in Indonesia, and it reminds me home because I'm originally from Sri Lanka, and my country is quite similar to what you have here. Yeah.
Okay, so it's really feel familiar, yeah?
Yes, very familiar. I feel coming home. Yeah.
Okay, so here's one the interesting things. You have the career that focuses on the heavily on the fish vaccination. I believe there must be some interesting story behind that. Behind that.
Yeah,
that culture.
actually, I'm a veterinarian by training.
Okay.
So my first degree is on veterinary medicine, which I did in Sri Lanka, and then I was interested on learning about fish diseases, and did a Ph.D. on fish pathology and molecular sciences. So that's how I went into to fish vaccines. Eventually ended up in fish vaccine. The journey started as a veterinary pathologist, but I started interest on fish because it is a very unique type of animal. It's a range of animals you can work with, and we don't have lots of fish veterinarians, so that's why I took that path.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It is really a big opportunity for.
It is indeed, yeah. In a way, it is a big opportunity. Sometimes you think back, are you limited with opportunities as well? But if you find a niche area, there are lots of things you can do.
Okay. So some people don't know that the fish can get vaccinated. So my question is it really that common for the fish to get vaccinated?
That's a kind of question we encountered every day. Like if someone asked from me, what is your job? I would say I'm a academic, and my research is focusing on making vaccines for fish. And then the same question comes: how do you vaccinate a fish? I mean, sometimes people, even coming from science background, they do know that fish can be vaccinated. It is a common thing in aquaculture settings. If you culturing fish in a high density situations, you need to make them immune, because high density situations you have lots of disease threats, and fishes live underwater, so there's a high chance of disease transmission. So yes, it is something we commonly practice in aquaculture.
Okay. Not only common one, but also the most important one is the fish
It is
vaccine,
important, yeah, because it is it gives you opportunity for few different things. Like it gives like disease resistance in fish. At the same time, it reduces, if you vaccinate, you don't need to use lots of antibiotics. to control diseases, especially bacterial diseases, which is one of the important thing, like a topical aspect as well. Antibiotic, we reduce antibiotic use.
Okay. I'm a little bit curious. You have mentioned that is there any some kind of methods for the fish vaccination? So how many the common methods for delivering the fish vaccination for the fish, and which one is the most effective one?
So it's a good question. When you're thinking about the method to fish vaccinate, we call it mode of delivery. So there are different ways you can do that. So you can have injectable vaccines, same like what we get our jabs. The vaccines, you can get an injection. We can give an injection to fish. You can sometimes put the fish into vaccine bath, which we call immersion vaccines or dip vaccines. Or sometimes, you can give the vaccine with the diet as well. If I go for most common way of vaccinating fish, it is the injectables. Most of the vaccines, the commercial vaccines we have, they are injectables. So you inject the fish with the vaccine into the abdominal cavity. We call it intraperitoneal vaccination. It is the most common and most effective one, but it's the least practical one, because thinking about aquaculture situation, you are culturing large amount of fish. Like giving injections one by one is not very sustainable, especially in the low middle income countries. So we are trying to shift away from the injectables to mucosal vaccines, which is bath vaccines or dip vaccines, or giving in feed vaccines. It's not very popular at the moment. We don't have many commercial products. So the scientists now thinking about how to make those type of vaccines more effective.
Okay, interesting. I also have ever heard about adjuvant.
Adjuvants, yes, that's
uh,
right.
Could you explain more about these things?
Okay, so adjuvants are one of the commodity you can see in vaccines. It's not just for fish vaccines. Any vaccine we talk about, human vaccines, for example, the COVID vaccine we had, it had an adjuvant. So adjuvants means it is additional material that you add into the vaccine. So vaccines are made up of particles from the pathogen. So it could be a pathogen, for example, bacteria. So you make them weak or killed, and then you use that to stimulate immune system. So that is a vaccine. So you can add additional things into it to make it more effective, because when you kill or produce the activity of the pathogen, they won't do the right job. They don't stimulate the immune system as strong as a pathogen. So what we do, we add these adjuvants into the vaccine, so that will give you enhanced immune response. Yeah, that's what adjuvants means.
Okay, interesting. And also in recent development in the fish vaccine, also there are some, I believe, nanotechnology that it has been applied into the fish vaccine.
Yes, that's right. So nanotechnology is a very big field. It's a very interesting emerging research field as well. So in vaccine industry, nanotechnology has started to play a big role, especially after COVID vaccine story, because if you think about COVID vaccine, how for example the Moderna vaccines that most of us had during the pandemic, that is a nucleic acid based vaccine. So it is a mRNA molecule, which is a very tiny particle, and to make it more effective, the researchers had to put something with it. So that's where the nanotechnology came into play. So for fish vaccines, we have used some nano materials. So we use this nano, like very very small molecules, and it gives lots of advantages to the vaccine. For example, it increase the surface area, so it allow it to go into the right target organs on right time, as well as it produce some immune effects. So the nanotechnology going to play a big role in vaccine industry, not just in fish, across the board, from human to terrestrial animal to the fish.
Okay, interesting. So the nanotechnology with that big advantage, yeah, for the fish vaccine, is there any some kind of delimitation in applying?
The limitations in nanotechnology, they because when we talk about fish vaccines, fish live underwater. So whatever the material that we use has to be inert in water. Like if it is dispersing as soon as it enter into the water, the vaccine won't reach the right place. Like some of the nanomaterials that we use in human medicine, we can't apply that into fish because they are very water soluble. So you need to think about that, as well as another thing with nanoparticles in fish aquaculture sector is the environmental impact, because when you introduce something into the water, if it is foreign, it should not have residue effect. So those some of those nanoparticles, we speculate they can have some residue effect. If that's the case, it's going to stay in the environment. So when you are choosing, you have to be very careful to choose the right one with less environmental impact.
Okay, so I believe you are in the collaboration with Department of Fisheries UGM, yeah?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
How is your collaboration so far?
It's very interesting collaboration. We've started with a collaborative project with this university, UPM Malaysia, and our university, Harp-Adams. We had a funding from UK Back to Back. It is the funding came through University of Birmingham, and the network is called Back to Back. So they fund to prepare vaccines for bacterial pathogens. So it works for all different species, human, livestock, as well as fish. So this in this particular project, the UPM led the project. We were trying to upscale one of their product into field use. So it was a very very interesting project, and that's how I have connected with UPM. And since then we have started putting international grants, and I got the invitation to come and visit your university and give a keynote speech, which is very very interesting, as well as I think it is a really honor for me. I think it's going to we are looking for more opportunities to collaborate.
Okay, so what about your current perception about the fisheries department? Perception.
I had a good day with your colleagues in the fisheries department, and I can see you have a really good program. I'm very interested on education side of the students, and I can see we had a very interactive session this morning, and I could see the students are actively engaged and they're very driven, as well as the staff, because they are dive into their research as well as teaching quite a lot, so which is quite nice.
Okay, so in Indonesia, even though Indonesia is the archipelagic country, but there is still really low in the interest of the people to study about the fisheries. Do you have any suggestion for the younger people in Indonesia
I think it is yes. I mean, it's not just in Indonesia. I think it is across the board. Fish farming is not something traditional. It's a really new avenue. Even for UK, aquaculture is like a most recent evolved animal industry. I mean, if you think about China, they and perhaps in the region, we have very long history with fisheries. However, it didn't get much attention. But if you go into the Food and Agriculture Organization, as well as this UN Sustainable Development Goal, fish came as one of the attention for feeding the growing population. I think that shows how important the fish, because it produces quality protein in an affordable manner. So for the population that going to increase in developing countries, especially, fish going to be an important aspect. I think educating the next generation is a really important thing. So my belief is you have to start from the schools, perhaps incorporate fish science into the school, and then go from there, and perhaps give more advocacy like this podcast. I think in a couple of years' time, perhaps that will help us to broaden our avenues, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, I also agree that if we talk about the fish, it is the future of the food in the future. Yeah,
future of the food. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, remembering that the population are increasing a lot there.
Yeah, definitely.
Then the opportunity in fishery sector will be really good in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Tharangani. I think that is the end of our today's discussion. Yeah. And also for Sobat Perikanan, thank you for watching this podcast. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.